Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Broken Berean, and let's talk about Doctor Who, shall we? Now, I'm a big Doctor Who fan, and honestly, I didn't really get into it till I was probably about 18, 19, when a friend of the family gave me some VHS tapes of the old show, and I liked it. And it was just one of those things, okay, I know it exists. I've seen 20, 30 episodes, and I enjoyed it. But, going off to college, I didn't really have much time to think, and it's always been in the back of my head. And then when the new launch of the series came out, I was excited. Now, I will admit, when I watched the Eccleston run, I was a bit conflicted. Like, I really liked it, but I also thought he was a bit of a prick. Um, but after rewatch, it's so good. It's so good. I really like Eccleston as the Doctor, and then came Tennant. He was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Then Matt Smith, love Matt Smith. He's actually my favorite Doctor. I know everyone's like Tennant, but Matt Smith is my favorite. And then we get Capaldi, who was more of his tonal shift was more like Eccleston, and I was like, yes, I like it. The writing wasn't as good with his run, but I did enjoy him as the Doctor. And then we got Chris Chibnall to take over, and that's where things kind of got weird. I remember chatting with one of my friends during the Capaldi run when they're in the High Council chamber on Gallifrey, and one of the Gallifreyans die as a man, regenerates, comes back as a woman. I remember saying to one of my friends, I was like, "I bet you we see a female Doctor soon." He's like, "Why?" I was like, "They put that in there, I think, to prepare us or to kind of signal that this is coming. I'm not sure if it's going to be the next Doctor or the Doctor after that, but I bet we get a female Doctor because they put that in there." And sure enough, we did. And we got Jodie Whittaker. And Jodie Whittaker as an actress, great. The writing on her run was so terrible. I really don't know how they let that civil rights episode air and not get a ton of complaints. I mean, only sat through it once because that's all I could handle, but it just felt like, oh, hey, this white lady from space has come to save the American civil rights movement. And that didn't get any backlash. And I was like, wow, okay, all right. As bad as that was, it was nowhere near as bad as Timeless Children, which was appalling to me as a Doctor Who fan. And I was just like, what is going, why would you do this? You just destroyed the whole lore and everything, and it just made it messy and terrible. I hated it. And after that, I was like, I'm done with Doctor Who. After this, I'm done. I have not watched any of the Jodie Whittaker run again. I was done with it. Didn't watch the specials, nothing. I was just done. I was like, if Chibnall's involved, I'm done. Then we get Russell T Davies coming back, and we thought, okay, we'll get Russell T Davies. We didn't get Russell T Davies the writer. We got Russell T Davies the activist, and wanting to put all this messaging and stuff. He's like, we're going to go for a younger audience, the more young left audience, and we're going to get. I can't. I was trying to find the interview. I know I saw it, and I may be just off my head, but I swear he was saying for every old Doctor Who fan, the new series is going to bring in 3 to 5 new ones. And, well, the numbers aren't saying that at all. 100% the opposite. Disney is now contemplating exiting Doctor Who. I keep wanting to say that wrong. Doctor Who over the numbers. And rightfully so. Now, this is a report that claims, and this whole article comes off like there's a source, it's rumor, it's not official, so I'm going to take it as that. But what they lay out is factually consistent with the report. And let's scroll down here. Where's the numbers? There we go. 2.02 million was the low and 3.38 million was the high. And they didn't get much better over the +7. And I I'm on some groups that Doctor Who groups on social media, and they're like, "You just don't understand how numbers work." Blah 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 blah. I was like, "Well, kind of. I do. Um, these numbers aren't good." Well, that's just the overnight. People don't always watch it the night of. You're right. Absolutely. I'm probably about a week or two behind on House of the Dragon. That's okay. Things happen. But a lot of people that are big fans want to watch it the moment it comes out. And of the 5 of the 8 episodes of this last season are in the top 10 least viewed Doctor Who episodes ever. That says a lot. When half of the top 10 least viewed episodes are in this last season, that says something significant. And this is the worst part. They're trying to branch out to younger audiences and global audiences, and it never broke into the Nielsen streaming charts in the US. That's a big deal. So Disney is looking at possibly cutting ties. They left, the rumor is the final special is going to be open ended, whether the now, if Gatwa is going to remain the Doctor or leave it open for a regeneration to a new Doctor. Um, but these numbers basically are showing us that Disney's like, okay, we don't have to do this partnership. It aligns with what Disney's producing, don't get me wrong, but they're losing a lot of money on a lot of fronts, from Marvel to Star Wars to a lot of their own properties. Thankfully, Inside Out 2 kind of boosts their numbers finally. But even Davies is like, yeah, the numbers are bad. He admits it. The ratings not be what we love. We always want higher, but the billing of it, yeah. So it's getting there. It's getting there. Oh. I know Rusty Davies wants to be optimistic, but you got to understand what you're producing is not what Doctor Who fans want. And it's not enough to bring in those fans, these younger uh, fans that love all this messaging and all this other stuff. They're not coming to it. They're like, oh, no, that's some goofy show for nerds. And it's not bringing in those fans. And you've really pushed out all your lifelong fans of Doctor Who. And we may be seeing the end of Doctor Who, because the deal with Disney was struck to hopefully save Doctor Who and Bad Wolf Studios, because there's a lot of tumultuous stuff with the BBC about it possibly being defunded and losing money and getting budgets cut for the BBC. And I'm not all familiar with it. I've heard talks about it. I've seen posts about it. So that was a big deal with Disney. They not only continue to make it, but can get a larger global audience than just with the BBC. And it just didn't seem to work, did it? And I've not watched this run just because of all the stuff that I saw, all the clips that I saw, the bi generation, and the bring back Tenant. That was so odd and so weird. That was just seemed like they keep retconning the lore to fit what they want to do and not writing the lore as it stands. Like, I understand expanding the lore, but you're changing the lore, and that's different. You can expand it, you just can't change it, if that makes sense, in my opinion. And Star Wars did this. They with Acolyte. I mean, I didn't watch Acolyte, but I saw all the stuff they were doing. I'm like, that doesn't fit. That doesn't fit. But it looks like Disney may cut ties. The numbers support the report and the contact within that says they're contemplating exiting the relationship. And honestly, at this point, with Russell T Davies at the helm, it's for the best. Let's end Doctor Who or change it in a profound way to bring it back. I always kept hoping they'll bring it back. My hope was with Davies coming back that they would retcon the timeless children as some mysterious, I don't know, write it as a trick by the master or something like that. No, they just kept it in. So as long as the timeless children storyline and lore continues in the Doctor Who universe, I'm I can't I can't watch it anymore. I just can't. It's just it's not Doctor Who anymore. Just like it's hard to watch anything new Star Wars. It's like, well, you've changed it too much to fit a goal and not expanding what is. And that's where they've lost. They thought they knew better, and they've lost a lot of people. The numbers don't reflect that what they're doing is correct. Because if it was a good product, people would be purchasing it. People would be watching it. People aren't watching it. So that says to me, it's not a good product. And because eventually these numbers would shoot up by word of mouth, getting around the community. And you can say it's a lot of people. Oh, a lot of people on YouTube and social media are bad mouthing it. Yes, they are. And I've watched some of it, and some of those complaints I believe are valid. Some are nitpicky. Yes, absolutely. But overall, I just think they've lost their way. And there's nothing we can do except just let them come to their own conclusions and hopefully do one of two things: fix it like it should be Doctor Who, or end it and let us save what little respect we have for the Doctor. So, all that to say is Doctor Who's on shaky ground, and I'm not surprised. I wish it wasn't. I think Doctor Who is a great series. It's so unique and individual. It tackles so many different things and just talks about so much stuff, great stories, interesting things happen. And I love original Doctor Who. I love the new run through Capaldi. After that, he just gets nuts. So I'm out until they kind of go back to what it was. And you can say that's me just being, oh, you're just being a staunch old grumpy man that just wants things the way they used to be. I just want things good. The Jodie Whittaker run was not, my complaints with Jodie Whittaker was not the fact that the Doctor regenerated to a woman. It was the writing and the stories and the changing of the lore. That was terrible. It was terrible. It was. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. I did not like that. And I had to finish it because my OCD wouldn't let me not finish it. And that's why I didn't even start this new series. Because if Gotwal was terrible, I'd be feel compelled to finish it, and I just didn't want to torture myself. So that's where I'm at. Disney might be leaving, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with Doctor Who ending because I don't think it'll go back. It won't. I just don't think they'll do it. But that's my opinion. So until next time, my friends, as always, I love you all, and there's nothing you can do about it.